Good morning. My name is Meir, and I will show a solution that we did with Tan Schoenfeld from HP Software. We're both from working on the same product HP called Operation Orchestration, and we've built a solution around the data container migration, a way to move a database container with its data from one Docker host to another Docker host. We use for that the product that we work on called Operation Orchestration, and we use the community edition, which is free for that. So let's go for the demo. The studio for Operation Orchestration. It's a drag and drop tool for creating flows. You can see you have many steps and flows, and you can just drag and drop to create them. The first flow I'm going to use, it will create my database container and populate it with data, and it will do it on the first environment. So here you can see the flow. The first step is create a volume container. The second step is creating a MySQL server container, which I will use. Then I will give it a little sleep step, to make sure that the server is actually up, and then I will populate it with simple data. Let's run this flow. So the flow is finished. You can see here all the steps were created. Let's look at the environment. So let's look first of all, I've put on the Docker environment one. Let's look which containers we have. So we have two containers. One is the database container called MySQL server, and the other one is its data volume container, database data. Let's look with a MySQL client on it. So here's my MySQL client. We'll log into the first environment, and you can see here the demo database which we populated. And let's look at we have here one row under the table sample data. Okay, so now we'll go to run the second flow. What the second flow will do is we'll move from this environment, from this Docker host environment to a different Docker host environment. I will show here the steps I use for that. First of all, I stopped my MySQL server container in the source environment. I then enlarged it a little bit. I then backed up the volume data. I copied the result tar to the new host. And then I create a volume container on the new host, start it, and import the data to the data container from the tar used. And then I create a new MySQL server linked to that data volume container. So it will be populated with the data we had before. And the final step is a subflow to another flow. That what it does, it's clearing the old environment. So let's run this flow. There we go. I need to put here the IPs of the servers. This is my source database, and this is the target environment. And I can trigger it. We'll let it run. So my flow has ended. Let's look at the results. You can see here all the steps have run all in successfully. Let's look at the environment. First, let's look at the old environment. And you can see no containers are running here. And we'll look at the second environment where we wanted to run Here we go. We have two new containers added, created a couple of seconds ago for running the MySQL server. Let's look if they really hold the data that we wanted to move. And let's use the MySQL client for that. So this was the first environment. Now go to the second one. It's different IP. And here you go. You can see the database. Let's look at the data. And the data is here. And well, this is it.